Give yourself permission to mourn. Give yourself permission to be sad. Give yourself permission to have a moment. Don't stay there. Okay, we're going to work on the healing part later on, but don't stay there. But acknowledge this, literally step back and say, this broke my heart. This made me sad. This made me insecure. This took some of my best years. This took up too much of my time. You know, I gave this person this, I gave this person that. And when I look back at it, all I got was, extra lessons to add to my books. You know what I'm saying? Just be honest about how you feel. And even if you're not a crier, cool, but get it out in some way, whether it's journaling, whether it's in therapy, whether it's talking it over, with a friend that has also healed from a situation. And that's 12 steps ahead of you that can, tell you what she did when she was going through that season, right?
Hey, it's Logan Renee of the SOULKATION podcast, a place where you will learn how to shape your own success, maximize your unique gifts, maintain your self-love, and so much more when we get back from thanking our sponsors. Are you ready to snatch your permission slip back and take charge of your life? Well, this podcast is sponsored by the #1 new release book, Never Ask for Permission Again. Grab your copy today by clicking on the link in the show notes.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the SOULKATION podcast. I'm your host, Logan Renee. I wanted to do a special shout out to Jasmine, Miss Spoken J, Jasmine Victoria, honey. Thank you so much for leaving a review. She said, getting my everything in order. Take my soul on a vacation, mind, will, and emotions. I'm so glad I know about this podcast with the words of wisdom, get right moments, and encouragements that come from Miss Logan Renee and her different guest speakers. I am daily being motivated into greatness. Come on. Clearly, she does spoken word, okay? Thank you so much, Jasmine, for leaving a review. Please join Jasmine and let your voice be heard, tribe, and leave a review on the podcast app, or on the website. I love to read them on the show. And again, thank you again, Jasmine. Hope all is well with you. So today we're going to talk about loving with a broken heart. And this is going to be 3 parts, okay? So make sure you catch all 3. I realize that a lot of us don't date with our hearts. We date with our hurt. A lot of us don't date with our hearts. We date with our hurt. And we have to heal it, and then we have to maintain that healing, so that when we do date, we date full throttle. Doc Rivers said something. He said, when you're about to do something, do it with your whole heart, knowing full well that you can get hurt, because it's better that way. You don't know if it's going to work out or not, but why cheat it? Because you're really not cheating that situation. You're cheating yourself. From living it full out, living your best life. Living your best life is being your true self, right? Okay, so first we have to heal it. We've been tricked into believing for some strange reason that healing is, one and done. And that's it. Somebody pray for you, you heal forever. And that's not true. Maintenance is where the real healing is and where the healing remains, right? Because after you leave a car dealership, think about it. You have to make sure your tires, your AC, your engine, your heat, all stay in excellent condition. You keep going, you keep taking it back to the car place because you needed to keep running. You paid money for it, or you're still paying money for it. So you want it to continue. So it's wise to keep reminders around you. We're going to actually talk about that in part 2. How do you maintain after you've healed from a broken heart? But right now we're going to evaluate it. Okay. How do you have to evaluate your broken heart? So Kiana from IG said, sis, have you normalized being in second place? Okay. So we have to evaluate why we have this broken heart. The question is, sis, have you normalized being in second place? That's so good. Sometimes we put ourselves, we give ourselves a broken heart. Was being a side chick really okay with you? Now, if it was okay with you, team no judgment, do what you do. right? But if it truly bothered you, if you know at your core, that's not who you are, you know that you're a wife, you know that you don't share, you know that he belongs to you and you only, and the Lord, you share with him, and that's it. If that's what you really want, that's all you should want. I mean, that's all you should allow to be in your life. You know, being with the person who had empty promises, was that enough for you? Were you really okay with it? If you was really okay with it, cool. But if you weren't, evaluate that. Why did I put myself in that situation? Why was I okay with second place? Why was I okay with not meeting his family? Why was I okay with, us spending holidays separately? Why was I okay with never being broadcasted? Why was I okay with lies? Why was I okay dating a deceptive person? Why? That's number one. Number two, evaluate, do you have a broken heart because of all your decisions? I know for the longest, my fear was I didn't want anybody to see the real me. So I would contour and flex to be whoever I was dating, whoever they wanted. You know, they wanted a little athlete. She was athlete, a little athlete for a beat. Wanted somebody in heels all the time. She put a couple heels on, She was a chef, and knowing she don't need to be in the kitchen, just contouring, flexing to get attention, to be seen, to get a phone call, a couple dates. Is your heartbreak based off of you not being your real self just to keep him around? Ask yourself that question. Did pride lead you to a broken heart? I remember in my 20s, my motto was, I'm gonna hurt you before you can hurt me. I would literally say this all the time. Like, I'm gonna hurt him before he hurt me. Like, pride led me being in an abusive relationship, literally being choked in my elevator in college till I was about to pass out, being punched in my face, having my key, he was trying to break my key off in the ignition to the car, like crazy stuff. But pride kept me in that relationship for some strange, crazy reason. So I'm like, well, I'm gonna keep doing this to him since he hit me, which was dumb because I was still getting hit. Like it just made no sense, or at the time. And it also led me to being a side chick. Pride led me to being that because I'm like, well, I'm running this. I'm still getting what I want. But really, all I was doing was stacking up brokenness. I don't know what's in my, all I was doing was stacking up brokenness, bitterness, resentment, ill will, karma that I was going to have to heal from and deal with. That's all I was doing. I'm thinking I'm winning, but really I'm stacking up things I'm going to have to work on eventually. So we're not winning. When we're being led by pride, we'll never win. When we're being led by peace, we're in a lane, we're headed in the direction of where we can win. But when pride is leading us, it's a guaranteed loss. Number 4, are you still broken because there was never a release? Some ladies, some of y'all need to go cry. Too many of y'all were told as a child it's weak to cry, or a strong woman doesn't cry. That's a lie. That's why half of these folks in other generations, let things build up in their body. Diseases come from dis-ease in the body. So it's probably suppressed emotions, suppressed tears. Give yourself permission to mourn. Give yourself permission to be sad. Give yourself permission to have a moment. Don't stay there. Okay, we're going to work on the healing part later on, but don't stay there, but acknowledge this. Literally step back and say, this broke my heart. This made me sad. This made me insecure. This took some of my best years. This took up too much of my time. I gave this person this, I gave this person that. And when I look back at it, all I got was, extra lessons to add to my books. You know what I'm saying? Just be honest about how you feel. And even if you're not a crier, cool, but get it out in some way, whether it's journaling, whether it's in therapy, whether it's talking it over, with a friend that has also healed from a situation. And that's 12 steps ahead of you that can, tell you what she did when she was going through that season, right? Number 5 is from Coach Josh. He said, too many people are idolizing their pain and using it as an excuse. Come on, come on, come on. Tell the people next door. Too many people are idolizing their pain and using it as an excuse. I've done this. I laugh when I heard him say it. Has it been the thing that has kept you from experiencing what you really want or experiencing what's for you? The excuse. Well, I ain't dating nobody because, ain't no good me. Ask yourself, does being sad give you something to talk about? Sometimes we got nothing to talk about. So it's like, well, let me fill it in with this. We're using our pain as an excuse, right? So this is what I did one day. I think it was after I heard Coach Josh say that. I asked God, I want you to take away the bitterness and the brokenness that I thought was gone. I thought it was gone. I thought I was here. I thought I was set free. I read 2 books on it. Okay. I thought I was set free from it. So pray this prayer with me. I want you to repeat after me. I break covenant with, I want you to say his name. So I'm going to pretend his name Tyrone. Lord, I break covenant with Tyrone. Okay. I give you back your son. And I open up my heart to meet my own man. Or if you're in a relationship, to stay with this man, to stay with this good man. Because some of you all might be messing up a good relationship because of a broken heart from a past relationship. So you break covenant with, say his name, I give you back your son, and I open up my heart to meet or stay with my own man. Lord, where there is loneliness, fill me up. Be my comfort. And escort me to a hobby. Give me something purposeful to do. Clear out the space that this person has occupied, God. Please. So it's ready for the right homeowner. Because you said you are near to the brokenhearted, you heal me. You fill me with joy. And if I forget this prayer, remind me that I am healed. In Jesus' name, amen. Okay, so first we have to evaluate what led us to this broken heart, right? Next, we're going to talk about maintenance in part 2 and part 3. Have you normalized being in second place? Have you normalized sharing a man? Have you normalized, trying to run relationships where you think you're getting the upper hand only to play the person or to use him to get money out of them? Has that been your MO? Evaluate that. Have all those things led you to getting a broken heart? Has pride led you to a broken heart? Has never really releasing how you feel led you to a repeated broken heart? Is idolizing your pain the reason why you still, have a broken heart? Or have you recycled pain over and over and over? Is that all you talk about? Is that all you meditate on? If it is, pray that prayer again. Just press rewind and ask God to heal you from it, set you free from it, give you true joy. Have you attentive on dates where you're not thinking about that person or thinking what they used to do to you in the bed or thinking about, what y'all used to do when y'all were hanging out, and create something new with somebody. Say, God, I want my heart, my mind, my soul, my spirit open to the man I was always supposed to be with. Erase those memories that have kept me from moving on. Free me today. I want to be set free from this. I want to create new memories and not meditate on old memories that didn't serve me then and they're definitely not serving me now. That's all I have for you all today. Make sure you share this episode with a close friend that might be going through a tough time. Also, please rate and review the show. Give it a like on YouTube also. And I will catch you all on the next episode of the SOULKATION podcast. Have a good one.
My hope is that your soul just went on a vacay and you have tools that you can apply to your life today. For more in-depth tools, head on over to loganrenee.com. Also, if you have questions that weren't answered on this episode, email your questions to logan@loganrenee.com and I'll answer them here on the show. I'll talk to you soon.